You're talking about a third of mankind before it's said and done according to Revelations. I'm talking about almost all at once. Because when one bomb go off, it tell you in Esdras, everybody going to start hitting the button. Boom, 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 boom. We was looking at the movie Che the other day, going into the revolution, the South American Revolution, and I've never looked at Che before, examined Che. Oh man, the Spirit of Most High was on this guy, and it was eye opening. It was eye opening, and I'm going to tell you. They were afraid that we might go into that mindset. But speaking about that, there was this close from a nuclear war between Cuba, and I'm talking about this was the 60s, America and Cuba. It was this close. They didn't report that until the 80s to show you that American people gets no news. If anyone's going to catch it the worst, it's going to be American people. They're going to know once the button has been pushed how long they have. That's it. It's going to come on. This is not a test of the emergency broadcast system. This country just launched the missiles. Get into a safe place. That's it. It's going to interrupt whatever program that's been destroying their minds all their life. It'll probably be American Idol will probably be on. This is not a test. You got 1 hour. That's how these things happen. Lord says in 1 hour that place is done. 1 hour. And these are the things that are planned. And I'm going to tell you, they came that close. And see, America wanted to do away with Cuba because Cuba had an idea that the people controls the government, not the other way around. And if there's a government that's going to be a tyrannical government that's going to try to control the people and destroy the people and have drugs destroy the people, they will oust that government. Because the government should be for the people. Even if we're poor, at least we're living. And they didn't want that ideology to get out on the other side of the water. Every government that America tried to set up over there, they overthrew. They didn't want that mindset to get amongst the people. And guess what? It wasn't just Mexicans fighting or Cubans fighting with Che. Okay? You had Haitians fighting with Che. You had blacks fighting with Che. And they did it. Till this day, people don't touch Cuba. But they found a way to deal with Cuba. Through what? Through that oil. Now they're going to deal with Cuba and have Cuba go down with no evacuation plans because they're right there on the waters. That's it. That's how they plan on dealing with them. And during that time, they sent, 11 to 14 nuclear missiles over to South Africa. So that if Cuba launched on America, then the South Africans can launch on Cuba. This is how they do these things, man. So you got all these countries with nuclear bombs all over the earth that have allegiances with each other and alliances aligned against each other. So when one bomb is pushed, it's going to be a field day. You read 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter and the 16th chapter, and it lets you know it's going to be one cloud, then another cloud, then another cloud. So when you're looking at it from the Most High's vision, he's seeing certain places destroyed and nuclear clouds coming up. Boom, 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 boom. And then it says one star will go towards Babylon to make her desolate. So it's going to start over the Middle East, and it's going to make its way to America. Boom. Now we got a little time before that happens, but we're close. First, there must be that falling away first. And that's what's about to happen right now with the evacuation in the United States. This world will never be the same. If you haven't gotten anything from this world, don't look to get anything from it. It's over. It's finished. And guess what? And there's no feel-good story anyone can give you. Or no temporary relief. The only relief that we have at the end of this is that if we serve the Most High, Christ will give us rest. That's our only relief. We must look for our relief from the other side. And just deal with survival day by day. And we have to stop dealing with the things and talking about the things that divide us and come together for self-preservation in the spirit of the Most High. That's how we're going to make it through this. The Lord says a nation divided against itself cannot stand. That's another reason why we're not going to be dealing with madness anymore and back and forth anymore. If you don't believe what we believe, that's fine. You believe you should live? So do we. Can we agree on that? Let's work together to live. How about that? Finish reading.
Verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Most High will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
This is the plague the Most High is going to use. Read.
Their flesh shall consume while they stand upon their feet.
Their flesh shall consume while they stand upon their feet. Read.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Go ahead.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
What can do this? A nuclear blast. A nuclear blast. Of course, within the last 3 years, we've been going into the scriptures on how the Most High made an instrument for His purpose. Written of in Isaiah 40, the 54th chapter, where it says He created the smith that blow up the coals and shape an arrow for His will. And it's talking about Him putting the Spirit in these nations to split an atom and make their own demise. To make a weapon that will break the powers of the whole earth. And then on top of that, after they've broken themselves, Christ come to break it all together on top of, after the nuclear war. This is the world we live in. There's nothing we've been taught in these dumbed down societies to prepare us for this spiritual battle. Nothing. Anything you know according to this world, throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. You only get frustrated when you try to compare what you have learned and how you deal with scenarios with something spiritual. It's impossible. Throw it out the window. Get into these scriptures, link into the Most High, because that's the only thing that can prepare us for what's going on in this time. We're going to read down to the 21st verse and we'll be done. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great multitude from the Most High,
a great tumult,
from the Most High shall be among them.
A tumult is an uprising, people uprising. This is what's about to happen right after that happens, right? A tumult is people start uprising. So right after the nuclear hit, everyone is going to start uprising. That's what a tumult is. Read.
And they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his neighbor shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor.
It's going to be total chaos and confusion and people fighting each other. It's going to be whites against blacks, blacks against the whites, blacks against Mexicans, whites against Mexicans, Arabs against this, this against that, Asians against that, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. I just showed you on a small level. But like I said before, in America, you have some groups that have been preparing for this for 15, 20 years with their guns ready. Now, as soon as Katrina happened, people already had bunkers set up to block all black people that would try to get out of the city and was picking people off. And then say, well, listen, we just wanted to make sure we was protecting our goods. But really, it wasn't that. They was always looking for an opportunity to start a race war. There will be no rules in this thing. Read on.
Verse 14.